Hey everybody, it's me, Hetty, and I'm going to show you how, when I want some pork butt, I do it in the oven. My barbecue pit is not ready yet, and if you've been watching, then you know I have been in ill health, and I am crawling back out of that hole for the millionth time, it seems like. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I make it in the oven. No fuss, no muss. Set it and forget it. We've heard that somewhere, haven't we? Anyway. It's really simple. You can do it. I'll have a link below for my very simple to make barbecue rub. Not my Texas style, just my everyday kind of barbecue rub. And I use it on chicken as well. And also how simple it is to make my barbecue sauce, which is off the hook, y'all. It's so good. It's similar to a Sweet Baby Ray's. But it's mine. I've been making it this way for 30 years. The rub too. At least 30 years, I think. I had different variations of rubs, but I've been sticking with this one for a very long time. Very long time. Uh-oh. I forgot to mention again. I'm trying to be good about it. Look, I love y'all. And if you kind of like me a little bit, you like my recipes, I'm just myself, y'all, in the videos now. I don't put on any airs. I am just Hetty. And I just show you how I do it. That's it. I just share with you how I do it. If you do like this content, I'm really, really, really trying to get this channel back to where it was before. I've been sick off and on the last few years, but I'm really, really trying to chug it along. And to get growth and to keep the channel going, I need your help if you can. I hate to keep mentioning this in videos, but I do sincerely appreciate it. I really, really, really do. Please like and subscribe. At least like. That'll help. But if you really like, subscribe. Okay. Boston pork butt in the oven. Let's do it. So good. So messy. I love mine with coleslaw on it. This is going to be so good. I cannot wait to bite into it. So let me show you how I make it, and then you can have some too. Hey everybody, it's me, Hetty, and I'm going to show you how I do my pork butt in the oven. I slow roast it in the oven for many hours. I will tell you how long to do it per pound, and then we'll go from there. In the meantime, and I'll have a link below, I'm just using my barbecue rub. I also made my own sauce. I'll have the link for both at the bottom. So let's get started. I'm going to pat this down. Now this netting you see on here, you can leave it on. It's the kind that you can bake with it, and it holds it together, the joint, so it doesn't fall flat or anything. So anyway, I'm doing this on camera. I normally would have 2 gloves on, but I need one to be able to handle the camera without touching it with, or taking on gloves and taking them off. The stuff that falls on the bottom, I'll get up and I'll pat it on there too. I'm making a mess already, I can tell you. And I come around the sides. I just rub it down really well. I'm just showing y'all. I am going to go back to this, and I'll do it before I take you to the next step. I usually do mine fat side up, so I rub this side last, so it's already facing up. And then you're just going to come along to your taste and pack it on there really nice. That way it's going to cook down in there with that fat and that flavor. Now, I think that's going to be enough. I may need to add a little more. I haven't gotten this section, but I do have a lot that fell. So I will do that, and when I'm ready, I'm going to show you how to wrap it. And I do put it on the oven rack. And then it's the rule of thumb. I'll have all this below as usual. But the rule of thumb is 2 hours per pound. I have 6 pounds here, right at 6. So I know mine's going to go in for 12 hours at 225. Don't rush it. Let it cook. Let it do its thing. So if it's 12 hours, you know, put it on before you leave for work, or if you don't want to leave the oven on, do it on the weekend. It's good. And I'll tell you something about this meat. I don't freeze everything, but after I've pulled this, I can freeze some of it if I want to. There's rarely any left, but I don't put the sauce on. I freeze it dry, no sauce. And then we can take it out and just heat it up for a quick supper. But anyway, I don't know. I never know until I pull it how much fat was in there. Of course, I'm not going to leave all the fat in there, and I'm going to take out some that has no fat for me, because if you've kept up, I can't have it right now. I can't have any fat. So I'm going to do this. I'll bring you back when I'm going to show you how I roll it, not roll it, put it up in the foil, and then put it on a rack, and then I'll put it in. I'll bring you back when it's done. Of course, it won't be done for 12 hours. See you in a minute. A YouTube minute, that is. Okay, I have covered a cookie sheet in foil, a good lipped one. It's got this is over 1 inch deep. I got a rack here. I'm not as worried about spraying this or anything because it is going to be wrapped well in foil. The key here is you've got to wrap it well or you will have leaks. So I've got a great big piece of foil here. And I'm actually gonna check again and do some more rub, but this gets me to the foil. I did enough good rub. I'm gonna come in here and all this excess. Sorry for the scraping noise, guys. I'm gonna just get that on there. Move this out of my way. Having my microphone actually on would help. So here it is. This is the fat side up. I am going to check everything. It seems to be covered really well. Yep, it's covered good. It's been sitting for just a minute. And now, just for giggles, I'm going to come back in, since this is fat side up, and that will cook down in to the fat. And it'll flavor that meat. All right, so for this one, I'm going to roll it this way. I'm doing it this angle awkwardly, I might add, due to the camera angle. Now, I'm going to just kind of roll this over a couple of times. Remember, this is just the first part of the foil. Then I'm going to come up, I'm just going to gather this and kind of roll it to try to get a tight seal. Same thing here. Just gonna roll the corners in, roll it, and then roll it up and just kind of press in. All right, now I can take that off of the cookie sheet. Got to get another piece of foil, and I'd rather have a little too much foil than not enough. Okay, got the second. I'm gonna wrap him this way this time. I'm gonna come up. I may need one more skinny sheet, but this is gonna be, uh-oh, he came apart right there. Let me seal him back up better. Now, that's pretty good. All right, now, this time I'm gonna wrap this way, and then I roll it. Then I roll it, and then I roll it. And that really helps to seal it in. And then these are gonna be pinched shut. Tuck it on both ends, make sure it's secure, and buddy, he's ready to roll. So he's going in, like I said, 2 hours per pound. Do not rush this. Don't be tempted to go to a higher temp. It will not be as tender. Again, like I always tell y'all, do what you want to. I'm only showing you how I do it. And I have perfect pulled pork every single time. Again, at the end I'll show y'all, but the barbecue rub recipe will be linked down below. I think I made that 2 or 3 years ago now. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then also, my barbecue sauce is also going to be linked down there. And it is really good. And I'll have it linked as well. So, into the oven. I'll bring you back in 12 hours when this is done. I will check it with an internal thermometer too. Okay, everybody. it was taken out at 11 hours and 50 minutes. I checked the internal temp. You want the internal temp to be in between 190 and 195. It's 194. It is perfect. I did not disturb it at all. After I put it in, I left it alone. I did not mess with it. I'm gonna wrap it back up. I just did that to check the internal temp. And with the inner portion of the foil, I want to mention something else. No matter what you do, you're going to have juices. So whatever you do, make sure you have a pan that's going to catch that for you, so you don't have a mess to clean up. It's going to get, you can see these juices right here. And then no matter how well you wrap it, something's going to leak out. Now, a lot of this came out when I unwrapped it, so I unwrapped it carefully on the cookie sheet, naturally. I'm going to let this rest for an hour, and then I will come back and show you when I'm going to pull it. I can already tell you it's tender. I'll see you in the next hour. Okay, everybody, as you can see, I had to unexpectedly, if I can speak today, unexpectedly leave the house. So, of course, I had taken it out of the oven already. I let it cool down for about, I don't know, about 40 minutes. It was a little hotter than you would think it would be. And then I just bagged it up. It was still in the netting, so it was one piece. So I just took a fresh thing of foil. I had torn into the other one. I had to move it onto a new piece. So I wrapped it back up in foil, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in my fridge. It's now been several hours. I'm back, and what I did was I had my oven on 225, and I simply took the foil out of the Ziploc bag, laid it back onto a smaller little cookie sheet I had, and as I brought it back up to warm. And I'm going to show you this. I hadn't even shredded it. And then, of course, I cut the netting off, and look, that's how tender it is. Look, I'm going to show you. Here's a piece. I'm just barely, look at that. Look how tender this is. You cannot go wrong with this, y'all. I'm telling you. So now, that fat cap, I scraped all of it off. I'm just kind of going through. I'm going to take out just huge, big hunks of fat like this. I don't like them. If you like them, don't pull them out. But it won't be as good of a sandwich. Be too fatty. I've eaten at places that were perfect with it, and I've eaten at other places, barbecue places, where they just try to leave too much fat in there. It stretches it for them, and it's just not good. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go through, pick out the big, huge hunks of fat, and then I'll come back and I'm going to show you what I do next. And by the way, this seems like it's a lot of work, but it really isn't. It does it itself, so it's really just not a lot of work. Alrighty, that literally took me less than 2 minutes. There was not even about 1/8 of a cup of fat in it. Anyway, after that fat cap just slipped itself off, I didn't have to really pull it off. It just kind of came off. But anyway, I'm left with this beautiful meat. And look, I'm telling you about the fat content. If you like fat, go for it. I'm just telling you, I don't. It's a personal preference. So, do you. This is how I do it. You know, if you want to leave some fat in there, leave some fat in there. Now, I'm going to take me out like a couple little pieces like this that never had any fat through it because of my situation right now, where I can't have any fat in my diet. Okay, look. So it's just coming apart. I really don't need to, quote, shred it, but I'm just going to show y'all how you shred it. And if you did everything I did, your pork butt is going to come out. You're going to have amazing pulled pork sandwiches. Especially if you can, and you know, you take the time, you make some of my barbecue sauce. This is an empty ketchup bottle I had from the other day. And so I just put my barbecue sauce in this. I made up a recipe of it. And I always keep a little bit of rub in a shake with a shaker top. And so I'll show you what I do next. Again, the camera's a little awkward, but look, I'm not having to work at all. This is just really coming apart. And since I'm at an awkward angle, what I'm going to do is, let me do this off camera and I'll bring you right back. I mean, you see me. You don't need to see me do every single second of it. Okay, bring you right back. Okay, that took less than 2 minutes. In all honesty, I did not have to use my forks. I literally was able to go in and it just fell apart. It's so tender. I did sneak a taste. It is so good, y'all. Now, next step. I told y'all my oven's back at 225 right now. We're going to do two things. We're going to heat it through low and slow. I'm going to cover this in foil again. When I put this back in the oven, I'm going to make a cover. I'm going to make it tight on here. That'll keep it moist. And then I'm going to come back in, and at the end, I'm going to put, now I'm going to take a little of my rub. I'm going to just sprinkle with a little more of my rub. Y'all, you got to try this rub. You got to try this barbecue sauce. It's excellent too. And I'm going to come in, I'm not going to go overly heavy with it. I'm just going to kind of toss this in. Then I'll come back in after it's been in the oven a while. Wait till you see what I want to do. So I'm going to stir this up, put a piece of foil on it, throw it in the oven. I'm going to leave it for about 45 minutes. We're not ready to eat yet. I've still got to make coleslaw. So that's what I'm going to work on while it's in the oven. I'll bring you back when I'm ready to show you the ending for it. Okay, it's been, I don't know, 45, 55 minutes, something like that. I want you to notice how nice and moist this has stayed. I just took the foil off. And now what I'm going to do is, you don't need the foil, leave the foil off. I'm going to turn this on broil. I'm going to put this under the broiler. Do not walk away from this step. This will help to caramelize the barbecue sauce on there. So I'm just going to do this. I don't know. I'll let you know the time afterwards. I do it for different times, different ways, because I've got different amounts of pulled pork at different times and all that. So I'll let you know the time that it was for this, because I believe this was just barely over a 6-pound pork butt. So I said butt. I did. Okay, so back to the oven, and I am telling y'all, yes, I had a sneak taste. It is so good. I know I tell y'all a lot of my stuff's good, but this is good. And yes, I used my rub. Yes, I used my barbecue sauce. So if you really do want a good barbecue sauce, and you really do want a good rub, I've got good recipes. And again, I think I said this in the beginning, I will have the link below. And finally, just the way it's done, caramelized on the top. Look at, I hope you can see that steam. I'm gonna try to show it to you. Piping hot. Look at that. And while it's piping hot, I'm going to go ahead and serve my family. I'll show you a burger. I'll have either a picture here at the end, or I'll put it in the beginning. But we're just going to have it on hamburger buns, obviously. And I made some coleslaw and put some coleslaw on mine, because that's the way I roll. Okay, I hope you'll try this. I hope you'll like it. It's excellent with a side of potato salad. I don't know if I've done that video yet. After all these years. If I did, it's a really old one, I guess. I don't know. My mama's potato salad with the pulled pork and the coleslaw. That's some good eating. I told you it was simple. It couldn't be any more simple than that. It was so good. Y'all, it was so good. I've got, the kids know I have another one in the freezer, and my husband, and they're already pestering me to make it again. Look, I can smoke. I can smoke a pork butt, and they're excellent too. Love to do it. But like I said in the beginning, barbecue pit's not ready. Still wanted some. So I'm not up to snuff as far as, getting around and dealing with my charcoal pit and all that stuff, and doing all my side smoker and all that stuff. I'm just not up to it. So this is the next best thing. If you don't have a smoker and you don't want to do all that, do this. It was a little over 6 pounds. You can do a smaller one, you can do a bigger one. Just check that with check the internal temp with a thermometer and you will be good to go. So please try this. And if you do, comment, come back and comment, let me know how you liked it. If you tried my barbecue sauce or my rub, comment on those videos as well, or come back and comment on this one. Either way, I would most certainly appreciate y'all. Okay, I got some more videos coming up, so I will see you in the next video. Bye.